Good evening. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's book club. And so, listen, if you are here, it is because you have made a decision that you want to grow. And what we know about book club is that you are never going to earn more than you learn. We also know that leaders are readers, right? And we also know that you cannot pour from an empty cup. And so I am so excited that you decided to be here with me today. And I don't know if this is your first time. If it is, please let us know in the comments. I am able to see you on my left. I'm watching and I can see all the comments that are coming up on the screen. Let me know if it's your first time. Let me know if you never ever miss a book club, right? And I promise you that this will be the best book club experience that you've ever had. And the reason why is because oftentimes most people don't really like to read, and or they get distracted while reading, or they just don't get a full understanding of what they're reading. And I will tell you that I have been gifted to be able to bring the book to life for you and get into the mind of the author. So as you are logging on, please let us know where you are logging in from, what city, what state, and or what country you might be logging in from. We also want to make sure that you, my dears, are tagging and sharing, right? Go ahead and invite someone to watch this book club live with us so that they are learning at the same time as you. And you know what? I'm going to take my own advice. So let me go ahead. It's your first time. Shakira said, I ran out of the gym early. Good afternoon. Good evening. We don't know what time it is that you might be joining us from whatever part of the world that you're in. Just like I asked you guys to share, I'm going to go ahead and take the link and I am going to share this myself. We have a very, very special book club, and I need all of you to stay until the end. A very special book club tonight. We are doing a giveaway. So don't you go anywhere because we are going to be giving away a very special gift tonight at the end of book club. So what we'll do is we'll scroll back up through the comments. So I need to know that you're here. You won't win if we don't know that you're here. And what I'll do at the end of book club is we'll have Paige come over. We'll scroll up and down until we find someone to give our prize away to, just as a thank you for joining us on book club this evening. So I'm going to go ahead and take a moment and I am going to share this as well. I've already asked you all to share, and we definitely want to get more people on book club with us because you know what? It's no fun. Sharing is caring, and it's no fun learning and growing all by ourselves. So let's go ahead and say book club is live, right? And we're going to say leaders are readers. Click the link to hop on. And I should have done this before we actually got started, but we are all the way live now. So let's go ahead and I'll copy and paste and we'll go ahead and get that message out. So y'all go ahead, share. Sharing is caring. And let's go ahead. We're giving away a very, very, very special gift at the end of book club. And we want you all to share this with everyone. Sharing is caring. Let's go ahead and tag and share and get some folks on book club because sharing is caring. Okay. We're going to go ahead. I'm almost done. I got one more platform to share this on. Oh, actually, I got two platforms to share this on, but let's go ahead and share this. We're going to share this with everyone and we're going to highlight it here and get everybody that we can on book club. All right. So y'all keep letting me know where you're logging in from as we're setting up to make sure that we have a flawless book club this evening. We are currently reading Think and Grow Rich. All right, one more platform to post this on, and then we will be ready to rock and roll. So are you guys ready? As you are waiting for us to get started, would you guys let everyone know how has book club impacted your life? What is it that you're enjoying about book club most, right? How has this impacted your life? Book club. What is book club doing for you? Are you a person that enjoys reading? Are you enjoying reading now that you are a part of book club? But what is book club doing for you? So we're currently reading Think and Grow Rich. This is the large print edition so that I can actually see while I'm reading, because the original version, the writing is tiny. It's really, really small. So we are starting a brand new chapter this week. Oh, chapter 5. I kept saying chapter 4, and I kept saying this doesn't sound right. Okay, so we're reading chapter 5. We finished chapter 4 last week, and we are reading chapter 5, specialized knowledge. Now, here's what I would do if I were you. I'm never going to tell you what to do. I'm always going to suggest what you could do or should do so that you could have better success. And my suggestion is that you grab a notebook and a pen if you are able to. If you're not driving or anything like that, grab a notebook and a pen, because you never know what you're going to hear that might be the aha moment for you. Now, what else I want you to know is that some of you have already got the revelation. Some of you got the revelation in the first few pages of the book. Some of you are still waiting to get the revelation, and some of you will get the revelation by the end of this book. Keep joining us, because literally we are going to teach you how to think and grow rich. And there are some principles. There's a very fundamental principle that has already been taught. I caught the vision right in the smack dab in the beginning of the book. And I am telling you right now that the very moment that you catch the revelation, life and your businesses, your relationships are going to change in the moment, in the twinkling of an eye. So let's get started, you guys. We are in chapter 5, specialized knowledge, personal experiences or observations, the fourth step toward riches. So that's probably why I kept saying we're in chapter 4, but we're actually in chapter 5. So for those of you who have the book, we are in chapter 5, specialized knowledge. So there are two kinds of knowledge. One is general and the other is specialized. But I think what we need to do first is we need to go ahead and define, what does the word knowledge mean? Now, you guys know that we always take our time so that we can have a better understanding about what we're reading. And oftentimes we don't have an understanding because we don't take time to break down the words so that we have a better understanding about what we're reading. So knowledge, ladies and gentlemen, facts, information, and skills acquired by a person through experience or education, the theoretical or practical understanding of a subject. Knowledge is also awareness or familiarity gained by experience of a fact or situation. You know, what's so crazy is people perish for the lack of knowledge, right? The good book says so. But I know a lot of people who have never gone to institution or university, and they are earning a lot of income because they have what? Awareness or familiarity gained by experience of a fact or situation. They have facts, information, and skills that were acquired through experience. Okay, so knowledge doesn't always necessarily mean a degree. Okay. All right. So there are two kinds of knowledge. There are two kinds of awareness or familiarity based on what the definition says. One is general and the other is specialized. Knowledge, general knowledge, no matter how great in quantity or variety it may be, is of but little use in the accumulation of money. So that means you can have general knowledge and it doesn't matter how much you use your general knowledge. What this is saying is it has but of little use in the accumulation of money. You know why? I say this all the time. If you want to level up, you must take time to learn new skill sets. Because I'm going to ask you a question and I want some answers in the chat. I'm going to ask you guys some questions. Do you have all of the money that you want? Are you earning all of the income that you desire right now? I'm going to let y'all answer in the chat because I need to see this. I was getting parched. Are you earning all of the income that you desire right now? Do you live where you want to live right now? Do you drive where you want to drive, what you want to drive right now? Are you vacationing the way you want to vacation? how much you want a vacation, the way you want a vacation. Are you flying first class if that's what you desire? Do you have a housekeeper if that's what you desire? Do you have a butler or a maid or somebody that comes and cleans your cars out in front of the house, walks your dogs? Like, if that's not your lifestyle, right? If you have not acquired the lifestyle that you say you want, would it be fair to say that the skill set that you currently have is not serving what you desire? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna go ahead and let y'all answer. Would it be safe to say that the skill set that you're currently operating with, right? The operating system that you're currently functioning with, just like a phone, you know, it's amazing. The phones update their operating systems every few days, most times. Isn't that amazing? But people won't update their operating systems. So we think that we know it all. We think we don't need a coach or a mentor. We think that we don't need to learn anything new. We don't even try, because the moment that there's some opposition or the moment that it gets a little bit tough, we decide, I'm not doing that. I don't need to do that. And we back off. But based on what this says, general knowledge is of but little use in the accumulation of money. And if it means that we need newer or different skill sets so that we can acquire what we say we want, then why are we fighting the process? Okay, and my dog just gave us a snore right there to seal the deal, okay? The facilities of the great universe. I mean, you know, here's what the deal is. We haven't even gotten out the first paragraph of the 5th chapter, and we just got a jab, jab, uppercut. Our current operating system is not serving us, or we would have what we want. So it is time to upgrade our skill set. It's time to upgrade our operating system. Amen, amen? Yes or yes? Do we have a yes or yes? Look, Paige is like, yep, right? Thank you for my amen corner over there, Paige, right? So the faculties of the great universities possess, in the aggregate, practically every form of general knowledge known to civilization. Most of the professors have but little or no money. They specialize on teaching knowledge. They have specialized on teaching knowledge, but they do not specialize on the organization or the use of the knowledge. I don't know if y'all just heard that, but let me unwrap that for you. Let me say it again, because that was so powerful. This says, where do I want to go back to? The faculties of the great universities possess, listen to this, in the aggregate, practically every form of general knowledge known to civilization. Most of the professors have little or no money, but they specialize on teaching knowledge, but they do not specialize on the organization or the use of the knowledge. So let me explain what that means. They teach the knowledge. Oh, they teach it. They teach the book knowledge, but they're not using the application of that said knowledge. They have no money. But this is what's happening every single day. How many of you have generalized knowledge? And you could probably teach a person a thing, but you're not doing it yourself. Uh-oh. Knowledge will not attract money. Write that in the chat. Knowledge will not attract money unless it is organized and intelligently directed through practical plans of action to the definite end of the accumulation of money. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power, because knowledge will not attract money. What good is it that I teach? I have a team in business, you guys. What good is it if I give them 2 hours of social media training, 2 hours of content training, and they get off the training and do nothing with what I just said? 2 things. I've wasted 2 hours of my time, They've wasted three things. I've wasted 2 hours of my time. They've wasted 2 hours of their time. And now all of that knowledge that was given is now of no power because it's not been applied. Everybody just say ouch. Just say ouch. Just it's okay. It's okay. Just say ouch. Just okay. Just say ouch. The one thing that I will pride myself on, you guys, is when I'm given an instruction from a coach or a mentor, guess what I do? I immediately go into action. You know why? The longer that you wait to go into action, the easier you talk yourself out of doing that said thing. And then you overthink. And procrastination is nothing but another word for an excuse. Well, see, I got to make sure, I just got to figure out my time. No, you don't. You just have to do it. And the problem is that we're trying to make the environment and all of the circumstances perfect before we get started. Nothing is perfect. We're perfecting. But the reason why I have the level of success that I do is because I go into action quickly. The very moment that I am given an instruction, I do it. I don't question it. I don't ask questions. I just do it. And guess what? If I fail, I'll just do it again. If I don't get it right, or if it's not perfect, so what? At least I try. And guess what? I am more glad that I failed trying than to do nothing at all. What good is it having all of this power? Having all of this knowledge and do nothing with it, because knowledge will not attract money. Lack of understanding of this fact has been the source of confusion to millions of people who falsely believe that knowledge is power. It is nothing of the sort. Knowledge is only potential power. Y'all need to write that in the chat. Knowledge is only potential power. Knowledge is not power. So even you being here on book club, if you choose to get off of book club and do nothing, but maybe come for your weekly fix to be aroused, for your senses to be aroused, it's just another Monday that goes by that you got aroused for a moment. What are you going to do different? When you get this information, what are you going to do different? Knowledge is potential power, and it becomes power, listen, only when and if it is organized, into definite plans of action and directed to a definite end. It's amazing. We were on a power hour this morning, you guys, and I got on at the closer to the end of the power. I was on the whole thing, but I got on to speak right at 7:00. And I promise you, I didn't even reread this. And I'm telling you that we talked about this on the power hour. This missing link in all systems of education known to civilization today may be found in the failure of educational institutions to teach their students how to organize and use knowledge after they acquire it. So what are we doing with the knowledge that we acquire? What do you do after your coach gives you the play? Do you fumble the ball and let your pass take it in the other direction and the other team scores? So the coach is calling a play. The quarterback is going to throw the ball to the running back, right? Or to the receivers. And they're nowhere to be found because they're not running the play. But everybody wants more knowledge, more knowledge, more knowledge, more knowledge. It's like they're knowledge whores. And they want all of this knowledge to do what with it? You know what? I was at a conference this weekend, you guys. And one of the speakers got on stage. And she said, I was very skeptical about going live and being live on Instagram and all the social media profiles and TikTok. And she said, because I didn't like my teeth. So you know what she did? She said, you know what? I made a decision and I can no longer make that an excuse. I went and got them fixed. And one of the coaches that stood up to speak said, if you don't like the way you look on camera, if you don't like the X, Y, and Z, if you don't like, guess what? Guess what you do? Change it, fix it. If you don't like your weight and you don't like the way you look on camera, fix it. So when the pain of change outweighs the pain of staying the same, you will make a decision to change. You obviously don't care. It doesn't bother you enough. You're saying, well, I don't like the way, so I just won't go live. It's what you decide. You just won't go live. But if you don't like the way you look on camera because you feel like you look too big on camera, figure out a way to change the angles until you lose some weight, until you get your teeth fixed, or until you fix your hair, you go buy a better wig or whatever the case may be. Figure it out. Because if you're allowing, I don't like the way all of that is fixable. You ain't said none but a word. Oh, okay. Let me just go ahead and read again because I'm sure that, don't be mad at me. I'm just, many people make the mistake of assuming that because Henry Ford had but little schooling, he is not a man of education. Those who make this mistake who do not know Henry Ford, nor do they understand the real meaning of the word educate. That word is derived from the Latin word educo, meaning to educe, to draw out, to develop from within. So, y'all, I have not gone to university. I'm not a college student. I went to the Philadelphia High School for Girls, right? I have a PhD in Google research, and I studied in YouTube University, and I have a PhD in my faith and belief in God. Period. But I have what you would call, right, an education that I've received because I went to go gain the knowledge, Prophetess Brooke. I went to go to obtain the knowledge, to educe, to draw out, to develop within. I developed from within because I don't have any degrees. I was not educated through universities. Does that make sense, y'all? An educated man, listen, is not necessarily one who has an abundance of general or specialized knowledge. An educated man or woman, right, is one who has so developed the faculties of his mind that he may acquire anything he or she wants or its equivalent without violating the rights of others. Henry Ford comes well within the meaning of this definition. During the World War, a Chicago newspaper published certain editorials in which, among other statements, Henry Ford was called an ignorant pacifist. Mr. Ford objected to the statements and brought suit against the paper for libeling him. That should probably say labeling him, but in the book it says libeling. It's probably a typo. When the suit was tried in the courts, the attorneys for the paper pleaded justification and placed Mr. Ford himself on the witness stand for the purpose of proving to the jury that he was ignorant. The attorneys asked Mr. Ford a great variety of questions. I love this, y'all. I love this. And all of them intended to prove by its own evidence that while he might possess considerable specialized knowledge pertaining to the manufacture of automobiles, he was in the main ignorant. Mr. Ford was plied with such questions as the following. Who was Benedict Arnold? And how many soldiers did the British send over to America to put down the rebellion of 1776? In answer to the last question, Mr. Ford replied, I do not know the exact number of soldiers the British sent over, but I have heard that it was a considerably large number than ever went back. Finally, Mr. Ford became tired of this line of questioning, and in reply to a particularly offensive question, he leaned over, pointed his finger at the lawyer who had asked the question, and said, if I should really want to answer the foolish question you have just asked, or any other questions you have been asking me, let me remind you that I have a row of electric push buttons on my desk. And by pushing the right button, I can summon to my aid men who can answer any question I desire to ask concerning the business to which I am devoting most of my efforts. Now, will you kindly tell me why I should clutter up my mind with general knowledge for the purpose of being able to answer questions when I have men around me who can supply any knowledge that I require? So I don't have to know everything. Sounds like I just need to know the right people, or sounds like I just need to know how to access the information that I need. So, although I have not gone to university, I am smarter than a lot of people, and I've earned more income than a lot of people who have gone to university, because I put myself around the people that have specialized knowledge that I can obtain information from. I also search and seek out the knowledge. And at any given time, I can reach out to someone who is smarter than me in another area and get the answers that I need. Can we get a whoop whoop today? Right? And so there certainly was good logic to that reply. That answer floored the lawyer. Every person in the courtroom realized it was the answer not of an ignorant man, but of a man of education. Any man is educated who knows where to get knowledge when he needs it and how to organize that knowledge into definite plans of action. Through the assistance of his mastermind group, Henry Ford had at his command all the specialized knowledge he needed to enable him to become one of the wealthiest men in America. It was not essential that we have this knowledge in his own mind. Surely no person who has sufficient inclination and intelligence to read a book of this nature can possibly miss the significance of this illustration. I want to speak to every single one of you right now. I want you to pay attention to what I'm saying. I don't care what school of knocks you come from. Hard knocks, no knocks, you dropped out, you're teen mom like I was. It doesn't matter. University, you didn't go to college, maybe you didn't finish high school. It doesn't matter. My grandfather did not finish school, but my grandfather could build a car better than any person who had a university degree. I am here to tell you that too many people allow societal beliefs to dictate how you believe in yourself. And I am here to free you up and to let you know that if God be for you, who can be against you? And that each and every one of you that are listening to me right now, out of the sound of my voice, you need to understand that you have a very unique gift that the world needs. All right, you guys? So don't you ever forget that. You matter. You matter. All right? So before you can be sure of your ability to transmute desire into its monetary equivalent, you will require specialized knowledge of the service, of the merchandise, or the profession which you intend to offer in return for fortune. So, if you're in sales, it is very important for you to understand the psychology of sales. Why is that important? You don't have to go to university to figure that out, but you certainly should go read some books. You certainly should go watch some YouTube videos to help you understand the psychology of sales. If you are an internet marketer or a content creator, it is certain that you should take some time to watch some content creators to find out what apps you should use to put out better content. Hello? When you're in the bathroom scrolling on Facebook, instead of scrolling on Facebook, take a moment to watch a video to help you. If you're on a weight loss journey, look up some videos that you can utilize to help you burn fat faster, or whatever the case may be. And then you take people through your journey. And I tell people this all the time, and nobody does it. I already know that when I go to teach and train, like I have to go to Houston this weekend, and I have to teach and train. And I already know that only 5% of the people will leave the room and do anything that I say. 5%. They knew this weekend that even though there were people that spent a lot of money to be at that event, at the mastermind conference that I was at, speakers conference, that only 5% were even going to do what was taught. I was doing what was taught the moment they were teaching it. I was applying it the moment. And then I left there as tired as I was from being in courses and classes all day long. And I still went live to apply some of what I had learned yesterday. Because applied knowledge is power. Y'all type that in the chat. Applied knowledge is power. All right. And so perhaps you may need much more specialized knowledge than you have the ability or the inclination to acquire. And if this should be true, you may bridge your weakness through the aid of your mastermind group. Andrew Carnegie stated that he personally knew nothing about the technical end of the steel business. Moreover, he did not particularly care to know anything about it. The specialized knowledge which he required for the manufacture and marketing of steel, he found available through the individual units of his mastermind group. The accumulation of great fortune calls for power, and power is acquired through highly organized and intelligently directed specialized knowledge. But that knowledge does not necessarily have to be in the possession of the man who accumulates the fortune. Did y'all just hear what this book said? Let me say it again. I don't need to know how to build a website. I need to know a person who knows how to build a website. I don't need to know. Now, listen, you are looking at a woman who is a social media marketer, who didn't even have a computer, who didn't know how to work a computer. You're looking at a person now who is a social media content creator who didn't know how to do any of those things. And I failed my way forward. I did it bad and I did it wrong until I got good. And I just kept trying. And I just kept trying. And I just kept trying. And I just keep trying. And even when there's something that I want to or need to learn now, I still keep trying. Age means nothing. There are 80-year-olds on TikTok and Instagram that are killing it. What is your excuse? If you're saying, oh, well, it's because of my age, well, you have already dictated that you have no desire to learn or grow. The moment you say, well, it's because of my age, and because you are saying, I'm making an excuse right now. And maybe it'll take you a little more time. But figure it out, because everything is figure outable. And guess what? There's a video for that on YouTube. Everything you want to learn, there's a video for that on YouTube. The accumulation of great fortunes accumulates knowledge, but that knowledge does not necessarily. Okay, so I want to stop there again. Oh no, we already talked about that. The preceding paragraph should give hope and encouragement to the man with ambition to accumulate a fortune who is not possessed himself of the necessary education to supply such specialized knowledge as he may require. Men sometimes go through life suffering from inferiority complexes because they are not men of education. The man who can organize and direct a mastermind group of men who possess knowledge useful in the accumulation of money is just as much a man of education as any man in the group. Remember this: if you suffer from a feeling of inferiority because your schooling has been limited, Thomas A. Edison had only 3 months of schooling during his entire life. He did not lack education, neither did he die poor. Henry Ford had less than a 6th grade schooling, but he has managed to do pretty well by himself financially. Specialized knowledge in among the most plentiful and the cheapest forms of service which may be had. If you doubt this, consult the payroll of any university. So it pays to know how to purchase knowledge. First of all, decide the sort of specialized knowledge that you require and the purpose for which it is needed. To a large extent, your major purpose in life, The goal towards which you are working will help determine what knowledge you need. With this question settled, your next move requires that you have accurate information concerning dependable sources of the knowledge. The more important of these are one's own experience and education available through cooperation of others, mastermind alliances, colleges and universities, public libraries through books and periodicals in which may be found all the knowledge organized by civilization, special training courses through night schools and home study schools in particular. As knowledge is acquired, it must be organized and put into use for a definite purpose through practical plans. Knowledge has no value except that which can be gained from its application towards some worthy end. This is one reason why college degrees are not valued more highly. They represent nothing but miscellaneous knowledge. And if you contemplate taking additional schooling, first determine the purpose for which you want the knowledge you are seeking, then learn where this particular sort of knowledge can be obtained from reliable sources. Successful men in all callings never stop acquiring specialized knowledge related to their major purpose, business, or profession. Those who are not successful usually make the mistake of believing that the knowledge acquiring period ends when one finishes school. The truth is that schooling does but little more than put to one in the way of learning how to acquire practical knowledge. With this changed world, which began at the end of the economic collapse, came also astounding changes in educational requirements. The order of the day is specialization. This truth was emphasized by Robert P. Moore, Secretary of Appointments of Columbia University. You know, when I went to beauty school to become a cosmetologist, the first full month and a half or so, we sat in a classroom for professional and personal development. And I was very angry because I needed to know, why are we sitting in this classroom in our white nursing uniforms, because we had to wear white uniforms, and I could not understand, how is this going to help me become a beautician? Why are we not curling hair? Where are the curling irons? Where are the scissors? Where's the haircuts? But what had to happen was there was a foundation that needed to be laid first. And then what was very interesting to me was when we did start learning about haircuts, we learned about a 0-degree angle, a 45-degree angle, and a 90-degree angle. And I couldn't understand, Keisha, how was I supposed to learn how to do a tapered haircut with a 0-degree angle and a 45-degree angle and a 90-degree angle? I could not understand. And then when I got out of school, because they gave us the fundamentals, some of y'all gonna catch this because some things are taught and some things are caught. Then I had to go to other classes to find out how to be more skillful in coloring, more skillful in cutting, after I had gone to beauty school for 10 months. So I went to beauty school for 10 months and still didn't know how to be specialized in hair extensions, hair coloring, hair cutting. I had to go and gain on-the-job experiences. Do you want to know how many haircuts I botched up? How many terrible haircuts? I need you to understand that the schools only teach you the basics. Courses and classes only teach the basics. Then you have to go and put it into action so that you can learn in the midst of doing something. You don't wait until you know how to do it, because you'll never know how to do it if you don't just get started. Some things are only learned through trial and error, but you will never know You will never know if you don't just get started. I'm trying to, specialist most sought, particularly sought after by employing companies, are candidates who have specialized in some field. Business school graduates with training in accounting and statistics, engineers of all varieties, journalists, architects, chemists, and also the outstanding leaders and activity of the senior class. The man who has been active on the campus, whose personality is such that he gets along with all kinds of people, and who has done an adequate job with his studies, has a most decided edge over the strictly academic student. Some of these, because of their all-around qualifications, have received several other offers of positions, a few of them as many as 6. In departing from the conception that the straight A student was invariably the one to get the choice of the better jobs, Mr. Moore said that most companies look not only to academic records, but to activity records and personalities of the students. You know, straight A students are not always necessarily smarter than the kids who get the D's and the C's and the F's. Do you know what a straight A student means? A straight A student means that they retain information better and they may study better. A straight A student only means that a person is able to retain the information better. It does not mean that they're smarter than a person who gets a D, a C, or an F. That's what that means. Just because somebody brings home a bunch of A's does not make them a better student or a smarter student. It means they have a better memory. I'm trying to tell you, it just means they have a better memory. I did not always test well, but I'm smart. And I know that I'm smart. Most times, if you show me just one time, I got it. Show me how to get somewhere one time, I got it. Show me how to do something one time, I got it. It doesn't mean because I don't get a bunch of A's that I'm not as smart as someone who got a bunch of A's. A's mean nothing. One of the largest industrial companies, the leader in its field, in writing to Mr. Moore concerning prospective seniors at the college, said, "We are interested primarily in finding men who can make exceptional progress in management work. For this reason, we emphasize qualities of character, intelligence, and personality far more than specific educational background." See, I am one of those people who, if you show me one time, I got it. I don't need to be told over and over and over and over again. And guess what? I will figure it out. I will figure it out because I'm not afraid of failing or making a mistake. Somewhere along the line in life, you were badgered for failing or making a mistake, which is why now you won't try. And now that you've gotten grown, you vowed to yourself that you would not allow anyone again to make you feel the way that teacher did, or your parents did, or a neighbor did, or a spouse did. You vowed it. And so now you've cut off your learning ability. You won't even try. You've gotten comfortable with where life is because someone somewhere in your life made you feel like you were a failure. And so now you got a problem with failing. I don't care. I just don't care. I don't care about failing. So the apprenticeship proposing a system of apprenticing students in offices, stores, and industrial occupations during the summer vacation. Mr. Moore asserts that after the first 2 or 3 years of college, every student should be asked to choose a definite future course and to call a halt if he has been merely pleasantly drifting without purpose through an unspecialized academic curriculum. You know, most people who are actually working a job right now are working a job, even if you went to, let's say you've gone to university, you've gone to college, and you're now working a job that has nothing to do with your degree. The majority of people working right now are working in a job, in a career field where that career field has nothing to do with their degree. Yes, John C. Maxwell wrote an amazing book called Failing Forward. It really is an amazing book that you should read because it teaches us to fail forward. That just because you failed doesn't mean you're a failure. What it did was it showed you several ways that were the wrong way to do it. So now you know not to do it that way again. But colleges and universities must face the practical consideration that all professions and occupations now demand specialists. He said, urging that educational institutions accept more direct responsibility for vocational guidance. One of the most reliable and practical sources of knowledge available to those who need specialized schooling is the night schools operated in most large cities. The correspondence schools give specialized training anywhere the U.S. mails go, right, on all subjects that can be taught by the extension method. One advantage of home study training is the flexibility of the study program, which permits one to study during spare time. Another stupendous advantage of home study training, if the school is carefully chosen, is the fact that most courses offered by home study schools carry with them generous privileges of consultation, which can be of priceless value to those needing specialized knowledge. No matter where you live, you can share the benefits. Anything acquired without effort and without cost is generally unappreciated, often discredited. I'm going to say that one again. Anything acquired without effort and without cost is generally unappreciated and often discredited. I like to win because I won fair and square. I don't want nothing handed to me. So when you give someone something like a rank in a business and you just give it to them, they don't appreciate it. They won't work for it again. They've done nothing. They don't appreciate it. If you give someone the money to start something, maybe a business venture or something like that, oftentimes they abuse it because it wasn't their money to invest. Sometimes you need to feel the sting and the stain. So perhaps this is why we get so little from our marvelous opportunities in public schools. The self-discipline one receives from a definite program of specialized study makes up, to some extent, for the wasted opportunity when knowledge was available without cost. Correspondence schools are highly organized business institutions. Their tuition fees are so low that they are forced to insist upon prompt payments. Being asked to pay, whether the student makes good grades or poor, has the effect of causing one to follow through with the course when he would otherwise drop it. The correspondence schools have not stressed this point sufficiently, for the truth is that their collection departments constitute the very finest sort of training on decision, promptness, action, and the habit of finishing that which one begins. I learned this from experience. More than 25 years ago, I enrolled for a home study course in advertising. After completing 8 or 10 lessons, I stopped studying, but the school did not stop sending me the bills. Moreover, it insisted upon payment. Whether I kept up with my studies or not, I decided that if I had to pay for the course, which I legally obligated myself to do, I should complete the lessons to get my money's worth. I felt at that time that the collection system of the school was somewhat too well organized, but I learned later in life that it was a valuable part of my training for which no charge had been made. Being forced to pay, I went ahead and completed the course. Later in life, I discovered that the efficient collection system of that school had been worth much in the form of money earned because of the training and advertising I had so reluctantly taken. We have in this country what is said to be the greatest public school system in the world. We have invested fabulous sums for fine buildings. We have provided convenient transportation for children living in the rural districts so that they may attend the best schools. But there is one astounding weakness to this marvelous system. It is free. One of the strange things about human beings is that they value only that which has a price. The free schools of America and the free public libraries do not impress people because they are free. This is the major reason why so many people find it necessary to acquire additional training after they quit school and go to work. It is also one of the major reasons why employers give great consideration to employees who have take-home study courses. They have learned from experience that any person who has the ambition to give up a part of his spare time to studying at home has in him those qualities which make for leadership. This recognition is not a charitable gesture. It is sound business judgment upon the part of the employers. You know, I think that's why oftentimes as well, especially if you're in a product-based business or a service-based business, you want to be very careful that you start qualifying your leads, right? Or at least getting the information of people that you give sampling to. Because the average person that gets something for free will do nothing with it. Nothing. Because it was free. It didn't cost them anything. There are people who will buy and spend hundreds of dollars on products and services and do nothing with them. So you definitely know the person that gets it for free should be qualified so that you know that they are going to use your product and or your service. There is one weakness in people for which there is no remedy. It is the universal weakness of lack of ambition. Well, let's look up what the word ambition means. Let's go and see. What is the definition of ambition? Let us see. The definition of ambition is a strong desire to do or to achieve something, typically requiring determination and hard work. Lack of ambition. There is one weakness in people for which there is no remedy. It is the universal weakness of the lack of ambition, meaning that they have no desire to achieve anything, typically requiring any determination or hard work. Ambition, whoo, this is heavy. Ambition is the desire and determination to achieve success. So a person who is a lack of ambition means that they have no desire to or determination to achieve success, or they don't want to do anything that requires any level of determination or hard work. Lack of ambition. Who do you know that has a lack of ambition? Don't answer. Don't answer. Just don't answer. Persons, especially salaried people, who schedule their spare time to provide for home study, seldom remain at the bottom very long. Their action opens the way for the upward climb and removes any obstacles from their path and gains the friendly interest of those who have the power to put them in a way of opportunity. The home study method of training is especially suited to the needs of employed people who find after leaving school that they must acquire additional specialized knowledge but cannot spare the time to go back to school. The changed economic conditions prevailing since the Depression have made it necessary for thousands of people to find additional or new sources of income. Let me say that again. The changed economic conditions prevailing since the Depression, y'all, we in the Depression now, have made it necessary for thousands of people to find additional or new sources of income. For the majority of these, the solution to their problem may be found only by acquiring specialized knowledge. Many will be forced to change their occupations entirely. When a merchant finds that a certain line of merchandise is not selling, he usually supplants it with another that is in demand. The person whose business is that of marketing personal services must also be an efficient merchant. If his services do not bring adequate returns in one occupation, he must change to another where broader opportunities are available. Let's see, it is 6:55. I'm going to finish this page. Stuart Austin Weir, prepared himself as a construction engineer, and followed this line of work until the Depression limited his market to where it did not give him the income he required. He took inventory of himself, decided to change his profession to law, went back to school, and took special courses by which he prepared himself as a corporation lawyer. Despite the fact the Depression had not ended, he completed his training, passed the bar examination, and quickly built a lucrative law practice in Dallas, Texas. In fact, he is turning away clients. Just to keep the record straight and to anticipate the alibis of those who will say, I couldn't go to school because I have no family to support, or I'm too old, I will add the information that Mr. Weir was past 40 and married when he went back to school. Moreover, by carefully selecting highly specialized courses in colleges best prepared to teach the subjects chosen, Mr. Weir completed in 2 years the work for which the majority of law students required 4 years. It pays to know how to purchase knowledge. The person who stops studying merely because he has finished school is forever hopelessly doomed to mediocrity, no matter what may be his calling. The way of success is the way of continuous pursuit of knowledge. I'm going to stop right there so that next week we will start. We are actually, you guys and gals, we'll finish chapter 5 next week. And then we'll go into chapter 6, which is the imagination, the workshop of the mind. Oh, that is going to be good. So we're almost finished chapter 5. And that was powerful. That was super powerful. It says, because he has finished school, the person who stops studying merely because they are finished school is forever hopelessly doomed to mediocrity, no matter what may be his calling. The way of success is the way of continuous pursuit of knowledge. I didn't say it. But Napoleon Hill does. So that is why I am constantly and consistently in pursuit of knowledge. I am fanatical now about filling myself with knowledge. I am fanatical about knowing my craft, and no one has to give me the information. I go seeking what I feel I need. Everyone has to go look for themselves. Stop waiting for somebody to give you information. Go and look for stuff that resonates with you. You can't wait for somebody to say, go watch this personal development video and go watch this video on how to create content and go watch this thing. No, you go do it. Go to YouTube University. And what's going to happen is this. When you find content that you like, or when you find training or a video that you like, guess what's going to happen? YouTube is going to continue suggesting videos like the one you watched, or like the ones that you watch or you save for watch later. But you got to go and seek. You know, the Bible says, seek and ye shall find. Knock, and the door shall be open to you. So why are you still sitting in darkness? Because you have yet to go seek. Because you're waiting for someone to do it for you. Well, I don't know where to start. You know, I don't know where to go look. And I don't know what to look for. Start. Go to YouTube. Start. Go to YouTube. What are you trying to do? Go to YouTube. How to post on Instagram. How to post on Facebook. How to create a reel. Whatever it is that you need to go figure out how to do, go do it. Start. But the problem as to why you're stuck is because you won't seek and you won't knock. Seek and ye shall find. Knock. And you know what's so crazy? What's so crazy is that you say you want a certain thing. And you say you want a certain thing, but you won't go seek and knock. You just rather sit around complaining and blaming what you don't have, what you don't know, because someone didn't give it to you. You don't want it bad enough. Seek. And what's so even the more amazing for all you Bible quoting and toting believers is that you know the word of God and won't even go do it. Or you only use the word of God in certain applications of life. When you get to your business life, world, you won't use the word of God there. When it comes to your health, you won't use the word of God there. But you know the word of God when it comes to talking about sin or what somebody else is doing, or you could find some fault in somebody else, but we won't use the word of God in the mirror for ourselves. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and the door will be open. You know why the doors are closed? Because you won't knock. Not just your mentors and your coaches and your family and your spouse and your this and your that. You won't knock. Now, I know this is a tough chapter. It is. What we got? Let me see the comments. I see you, Keisha. Seek and knock. Period. Right? Seek and knock. Period. What else we got? Ask. Make an ask of yourself. Seek and knock. No, don't ask. Go look. Just go look. Go look for it. Get out of the dark. Seek. That's like walking around. You know what's so crazy? I had to go back up in my room and it was completely dark. And I was like, I don't really feel like turning on the light. I just need to go grab. And I know my walk over to the table where I had. And I said, and I had the phone in my hand, and all you got to do is turn on the flashlight to guide the way. You guys have a flashlight to guide the way. You're holding the flashlight in your hand, and you won't go look for the information so that if you don't have success, you can then find blame. You can blame it on someone else. But the door won't be open until you knock and until you seek so that you can find. Knock, then the door will be opened unto you. All right, so I am so grateful that we had this time together. And my giveaway, are we ready for the giveaway? So let's see, Paige left me. So, I need to scroll and see the names. Oh, here she comes. Paige left me, so we got to pick a name. We got to pick a winner. All right, so, hey, I was trying to scroll through the comments. So how do we scroll through the comments so that we can pick a winner? You got to go back up. Paige is here to help me pick a winner. We're going to be giving away a copy of, and Zara wants to be a part of our giveaway too. Don't push her away. You might need to go over to the computer where Daddy is so you can see it maybe on the screen over there. Okay, so all right, so tell everybody that start commenting in the chat. Commenting in the chat so we can see who's gonna win a copy of Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. So scroll through those names, and don't just pick somebody you know. Scroll through those names, the names of the people. Go through the comments, and she's gonna pick us a winner. She's gonna pick us a winner. They all love. Everybody start commenting. We don't see enough comments. Comment. We are giving away a copy of Think and Grow Rich. Oh, wow. I'm seeing some names of people that I don't really know. There we go. The comments are coming through now. Come on. Keep going. She's scrolling, y'all. She's scrolling because Paige is going to pick us a winner. Right? She's going to pick us a winner. Dun, 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 dun. I think we still got a drum. We're still waiting on drum roll. All right, come on. You got to pick a name. Mr. James Keys. Paige has picked Mr. James Keys. We have your address. We will be shipping a copy of Think and Grow Rich to Mr. James Keys. She just scrolled and waited for it to stop, and she landed on Mr. James Keys. Congratulations. You are the winner of this week's giveaway. So listen, stay tuned, you guys, because you just never know. We love giving around here, okay? And it is the season of giving. You never, ever know what we're going to be giving away. Next week, I believe we might have some headphones over there, right? That we said we were giving away. We've got all kind of little things for you guys. Stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned. So listen, I want you to always remember that no matter what is going on in life for you right now, always remember that you can live again, laugh again, hope again, dream again, and you most certainly can bling again. Have a bling-tastic day and a bling-tastic week, right? Pay it forward, do a good deed, be kind to one another. Remember to subscribe to this channel, okay, you guys? And also go get registered at www.ninarmorer.com. Y'all gonna see it right there. www.ninarmorer.com. Now, check this out. I've got something very, 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 very special for you. We have an amazing vision board manifestation experience coming up Saturday, December 2nd, here in Georgia. All right. It's in Marietta, Georgia. Saturday, September the 2nd. And I'm going to see if we can get Mr. Moore to type this in. The link for purchase, there are only 50 tickets. Listen to this. There are only 50 tickets. All right, Kendall, there are only 50 tickets. Kendall, there are only 50 tickets. I'm going to say it again. You cannot call me when it's sold out. I don't care who you are. None of those things matter. I like you. I love you, but I can't help you. We're capping it off at 50. Don't call me and say, Nina, I need a ticket. Can you get me in? I cannot. There are 50 tickets. We got a small venue purposely so that we can have 50 people there. You will have your vision board experience. We have some amazing speakers. Ms. Tanisha Graham, David Power Talk, David Solomon, from David Power Talk will be at our event, and so many others. So you don't know who's going to be there in that room. Now listen to this. The tickets are $147. You can go to morergroup.ticketlocity.com. That's TICKETLOCITY.com. Now we are going to post a suggested hotel. No, we did not block off a room block, but the hotel is literally 2 minutes from the event space. All right. It's like 2 or 3 minutes from the event space. We will post the suggested hotel on the ticket site, but the ticket link for the vision experience, the dream again, because we're going to teach you how to dream again. Okay. Going into 2024, setting your intentions right, your goals. All right. Manifestation, all of those things on Saturday, December 2nd. Morer Group. Check it out. Check it out. It's going to be linked down there, okay? morergroup.ticketlocity.com. Here's the deal. Let me tell y'all something. No excuse. You all can affirm your ticket, afterpay your ticket, or Klarna your ticket. All right? You can affirm your ticket, afterpay your ticket, or even use Klarna. There's 3 options. So even if you can't use one option, you've got 2 others, okay? So there's no reason why you cannot be at the vision experience, right? The Dream Again experience, so that you can set your goals and set your proper intentions going into 2024. All right, you guys. So remember, we'll see you guys next week. I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Good night, and God bless you all.